Hey guys, how are you? I'm just jumping on Law of Attraction group, just for 5 minutes, just a quick jump on. I'm just having a look, see who's on live. I want to share a little bit about mindfulness and how, like, there's a certain way how the brain works. Just a little tip. I'm going to see who jumps on. Jody, hi Jody, hi Donna, hi Paul. So yeah, just a little bit about how the brain works, because it's almost like, think of it like playing dot to dot. Like our brain makes up shit based on our past experiences. We covered this at the boot camp, but here's what happens is, think of like a dot to dot, right? So it's creating this picture, but if you get it all wrong and you put the lines in the wrong places between the long numbers, it's kind of unrecognizable. You've got to kind of follow this pattern, guided of how to fill out this bigger picture. But what we do and how the brain works, a lot of it kind of subconscious, is it's like we're always having to we always fill in the gaps. So say, for example, let's say you could, based on our remember we've talked about this before, based on our past experiences, based on our beliefs and how our brain is kind of wired and how it's loaded. Remember we talked about how, the phone comes with, factory reset. We get it, we start filling it with a load of crap, and then it gets, it's full, and all the photos we put in it, and it's like, you can't use it anymore, you can't take any more videos, it's all full. It's like, But then you can do a thing like a factory reset, wipe it out, and start again and control it. And the next time you're being more mindful, because you're like, okay, I don't want that to happen again. I'm going to be, put that more in, control it a bit more, a bit neater, more in files, because you're being more mindful the next time. And that's what I kind of want you to think about with the brain, is that mindfulness. So we have these kind of, like, let's just say, who have we all got here? So we've got Michelle, William, Paul, Donna, Jodie, Julia. So there's a few of us on here. We could approach, let's say we approach a boot camp and we see that there is a load of fire engines around, or police cars. There's just a lot of kind of emergency services there. Every single one of us will we'll make up a story. So we'll make up stuff. Let's just call it stuff. We'll make stuff up based on our past experience. So let's just say, for example, Michelle might go, oh God, what's going on? And she might start to panic. Her heart might start to beat, because possibly at one point Michelle was in a situation, maybe she was in a fire at a hotel. Maybe that triggers something in her subconscious mind that's like, run, 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 fear, 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 heart, 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 based on her past experience. Julia might rock up and she might go, I wonder what's going on here. Something must have happened. I wonder if they've been robbed. I wonder if someone's so this is what it must be. I bet it's da 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 da. And we start filling in this dot to dot with our crap, with our stuff. And we make this picture, this unrecognizable sort of crazy dot to dot picture, just based on all that stuff. Then maybe William comes along and William goes, oh, I bet they must be holding some kind of emergency service conference here. And maybe that's what comes into his head. And he's thinking about, and then Jodie might come along and think, oh, actually, what's going on here? Or maybe she'll think, oh, they must be doing some kind of conference here. Oh, I wonder if we'll get, I bet it's going to be really busy. Oh God, I wonder if they're, all these starts to think, all these starts to think, like it kicks in and all this crap kicks in. We start asking ourselves all these questions, chatter, 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 putting number 7 across to number 12 to number 15, like just no sense to it whatsoever. And we do it all the time, dots, dots, dots. So all I'm saying is, particularly in business and things like that, we have to be more mindful, because we start to kind of run these patterns. This is how our brain works. Our subconscious is trying to protect us. It's always trying to do good stuff for us. So it might tell us to stay away from something and not invest. No, I'm not going to do that, or I'm not going to do this because based on past experience, it's trying to protect you, but actually that's the right move forward for you. Or it's trying to keep you in your comfort zone. No, don't invest in this, don't do that. Stay here in your comfort zone because it's comfortable there and the brain is trying to protect you. There's all sorts of things, it's like, so, but the subconscious wins, right? It rules. It doesn't matter when we go, right, that's it, I'm doing it this time. Do you know how many kind of, like in the entrepreneurs, they come to the boot camp and they're determined, that's it, this time I'm going to do it. I'm going to finally do it. And then they find themselves starting to go into the shit again. Or that's it, I'm never having chocolate again. That's it, I've had enough. I want to be fit, I'm going to join that gym. I am never eating chocolate again. It just makes me feel sick. No, that's disgusting. Half an hour later, the fridge is open and you're doing that. That's it, I've had enough. That's it, I've had enough. I'm never having that chocolate again. But you see, the subconscious is overruling it, because somewhere the subconscious is trying to help you, because it's keeping you, like, let's just say, for example, the trigger is, well, Caroline, chocolate makes you feel good. Let's say it's comfort eating. Let's say you feel a bit lonely or whatever it is. You don't know all this crap. It's all going on in your subconscious. And the brain's going, that's okay, have the chocolate, that'll make you feel better. Have the chocolate, that'll make you feel better. The only way you can kind of get over this as such is either resetting it. So like resetting it with, hypnotherapy, NLP, all that kind of stuff, getting rid of the picture that you play in your head. Or you have to have the discipline. You have to be more mindful of it and then have the discipline to practice a new habit. So for example, let's say it's chocolate. It might start with, oh God, that's right, you're just reaching, right, stop, think about this for a second. Right, no, I'm not going to have it. Have the discipline. Every time I go for chocolate, I'm going to stop, I'm going to think about it, and I'm going to have something else instead, and all this kind of stuff, right? And what happens is, or it's the same with the gym, you've got to force yourself to go to start with, but then you start to create a habit, until eventually it's kind of like, yeah, that's just what I do now. I go to the gym. Does that make sense? Or driving, to start with, it's very conscious. You're like, okay, I'm going to everything's, all this information you're trying to get in, and because you're doing it over and over and over again, it starts to go into your subconscious, so it becomes second nature. Unfortunately, a lot of the stuff that becomes second nature aren't serving us, and they're not serving our growth journey as entrepreneurs. They're holding us back. All these kind of blocks and beliefs about ourselves that's actually holding us where we are, because we're scared to go to the next level. For example, we're scared of putting ourselves out there. We're scared of sharing our beliefs. We're scared of going live. We're scared of sharing our opinions. And our brain will give us all these excuses of why not to do something. Well, I can't do it. I'll do it then. Remember, we talked about procrastination and stuff like that. And it's just really important that I say it's not us. Don't beat yourself up about it. You can't, it's not like the subconscious wins, but we beat ourselves up because we're like, oh God, I said I wasn't going to have that chocolate. I wasn't going to have that chocolate. And then we think it's our weakness, where really it's kind of out of control, in the sense of we've got to obviously be committed to changing it, because we've got to be committed, and we've got to be committed long enough to kind of create that pattern, the new pattern and the new belief and the new behavior. Does that make sense? Give us a like or a love or something like that. Tell me if that makes sense. Ask any questions that you have about it. But honestly, the point that I'm trying to get across right now is start to become more mindful of when you're filling in the dots, but when you're filling in the dots with a lot of rubbish. Rub that out and fill it in with something that serves you more. So when you catch yourself going, oh, that's because of this or that, or I bet this is going to happen, or what if, negative, always flip it around and go, however, but what if, positive. It's just about being more mindful of how this stuff works. And please make sure that you never blame yourself. Get comfortable with getting out of your comfort zone. Stop making excuses, but don't beat yourself up for making excuses. Just become more mindful of them and give yourself little snippet things that you can do. So say, for example, let me just think of an example. So if getting out of your comfort zone would be to go live in here, for example, let's say that would really take you out of your comfort zone. Commit to doing it just for 2 seconds. Just do it and say something like, hey guys, I'm just jumping on. Caroline, I just want to ask you a question, and then come off. Or set it, or do it when, set up a group, there's only 2 or 3 people in, practice it, and do it, just so you've done it. Get it out of the way, get it out of your head so it's done. Does that make sense? Do a little baby step, and then kind of it's more practice, and be more mindful of what is the shit holding me back. What is the shit holding me back? It's not my fault. How do I deal with this? Right, okay, why is it doing this? Why is my subconscious making me? You see, another quick example, right? Let's take smoking. Let's take smoking, right? Someone who smokes. Smoking isn't the problem. That is the behavior. The problem is something subconscious. The smoking is the behavior of, oh, I need this is going to make me, that's the result, that's the behavior. So what you find is, if the subconscious isn't fixed, tell me if this makes sense, give me a like, right? So if the subconscious isn't fixed, what will happen is the behavior will just change to something else. So the smoking will go from smoking to a patch. This was my coping mechanism for this subconscious problem. Now it's this, patch. Now my coping mechanism is this, it's some kind of vape thing. Okay, I've stopped that. Now it's chocolate. So all that happens is you're going from one coping mechanism to another coping mechanism to another coping mechanism. Does that make sense? Whereas the actual problem isn't fixed, because you don't know where this is coming from. What is it? What is the behavior? Is it, what is it in your past, or what is it, the belief about yourself, or what is it that's causing this behavior? So that's what you've got to get more mindful of, not the behavior itself. Because often, that's why as well, when you get, like, say, those of you that maybe employ, or maybe you did this when you were employed in the past, someone's really not happy, and you might have 10 employees, 20 employees, right? But there's one or two that are just not happy. And it's not because you're doing anything, because the other 8 are really, really super happy. But they're just not happy because it's their perception of how they're seeing everything and how they're internalizing it based on what's going on in there. And everyone else can be quite happy. And that's why, if they don't fix what's causing this problem of why they're not happy, they go, right, I know what I'll do. I'll change it and I'll go and I'll move to another job. But actually, the problem comes back. It just comes back in a different way, a different disguise. Like, the smoking, the patch, the thing, it's the coping mechanism at the next job. Something else will kick in. It'll just be a different issue because it's not being fixed. So that's where you'll find some people go job to job to job and just problem. Can you relate to this? Give us a like or ask any questions. Does this make any sense at all of what I'm saying, in the sense of, it's the coping mechanism, that's not the problem. The coping mechanism is, the eating, the smoking, all that kind of stuff. It's being more mindful of what's triggering this in the first place. Make sense, guys? Any questions? Let me just see who's on. 40-day challenge with lives. Yes, I did see that. Yeah, worked really well. So with that, Emma's saying that she did this 40-day challenge with going live. And what that is push you out your comfort zone to start with. But not only that, it's creating a habit. So a challenge can be a good one because it makes you more, like I'm doing a 28 gym challenge. So it makes you more accountable. It starts to create like a habit, like a new habit. They say, like, face the fear and the fear will go away. It's like the public speaking. The more I do it, the less fearful it is. But yeah, I guess the next fearful thing is, as they get bigger, fearful again, or whatever it is, But yes, you can do it that way, as in just face the fear. The more you do it, that dwindles it away. Or the other kind of thing you can do is like NLP, hypnotherapy, that kind of stuff, to help kind of get to, if it's something that's been blocking you for years and years and years, you don't know what it is, but keep getting these kind of negative results, you know that there's something, maybe go and see about getting some NLP or some hypnotherapy. What else we've got here? So we've got a few going live things. By the way, if there's any of you that do have like an issue with going live or something like that, feel free. I always encourage, jump on in the group, because it's more of a secure environment. You're getting yourself out there, but not to as many to the entire world. So there's like a tiny bit more security there. So maybe jump on and do that. Just do something that pushes you out of your comfort zone a little bit, because your brain's trying to keep you in there, take a bit more control of it, be more mindful, and push yourself that little bit out of the comfort zone. What have we got here, Emma? Yeah, I found each day got easier by day 15. Wasn't self-conscious at all, and you just ramble on for ages. Like what I'm doing now. You do, you just kind of ramble on. But it's actually lovely because going live like this in a group, it'd be like just sitting having a chat with people, and it is more, yeah, you want to come in and see what everybody's up to. So yeah, you kind of enjoy it. What else have we got here? So hi. Emma, yeah, so Emma went live yesterday. So she was at my mastermind yesterday. It's a different Emma Scarf Monkey Emma. Went live, came to her mastermind yesterday and said that like she felt a little bit uncomfortable, out of place, just because it was her first time there. Nobody else would have known that. Again, it's just stuff that she's going through that nobody else would have known. And then everybody was lovely to her, and then realised, oh, I didn't have reason to feel uncomfortable. And then afterwards, everybody's like, can we order scarves? And, you know, asking about the business and all that kind of stuff. And I'm getting my Selling Jedi t-shirts from you, Emma, by the way. So you got loads of orders out of it and all that kind of stuff as well. But what happened was afterwards, Emma became more mindful. So she questioned, hold on a second, why am I feeling uncomfortable? I had no reason to feel uncomfortable. The evidence was people were lovely to me. Why was I feeling uncomfortable? So she started asking herself questions and started getting more mindful about it. And that's kind of like what inspired this this call tonight. Be more mindful of it, be more aware of it, and setting yourself that little challenge is to gradually, baby steps, push yourself out of it. All right, guys? Okay, so I'm going to head off. I'm going for a shower, check out my hair. I went down. Remember I said I've had no time to get my hair. Look at my roots. That just shows you too busy salon. But I did manage to get like a toner on it, and I've just kind of shoved it back and left it on. So I'm going to have to go and have a shower and get it off. All right, guys, take care. Speak soon. Bye.